And welcome back to the Metal Teddy Bear Experience here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This is your host, Chris, and I have a very special guest on the line. I have Head Ned of Okilly Dokilly. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, Howdilly Twodilly, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Glad to be talking to you right now. We were actually just checking out some of your tracks, some old, some new, some White Wine Spritzer, and some Re-Education. So a lot of fun stuff leading into this interview.
Excellent. Yeah, cool.
So I thought we would talk a little bit about the origin of the band because it's not every day you get to talk to a Ned Flanders bass band. I think you guys are probably the only metal band out there. I think you guys are Nettlecore, right?
Yeah, nettle core, death nettle, grind nettle, tech nettle. It all falls under kind of the same overarching umbrella of what we call nettle.
There we go. I love that. It made me laugh when I first heard that in like an interview. I was listening to you. It just made me chuckle mad hard. So
Yeah, and that's I mean, when it comes to the origin of the band, yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons that we ended up starting it was um the idea did derive from me and our original drummer, just kind of thinking of not even trying to start a band, but just joking around thinking of the heaviest, death metalist band that comes out on a stage with pyrotechnics and all these crazy smoke effects and all that, and they just say, "Hey, how's it going? We're the wiggliest worms," or we're the biggest stack of blueberry flapjacks. Just the worst name for a death metal band. And from that we thought of Okilly Dokilly, and then from there we thought of the genre being nettle, and then the idea of the lead singer being Ned Flanders, and then all of them being Ned Flanders, and it just spun entirely out of control from there.
well, I think it was a very smart move because it's never been done before and it's pretty unique. And the way you guys, each of you all matching uniforms. I think it's pretty spot on. And your lyrics all are Ned based, right?
Yeah, they're all the vast majority of them are direct Ned quotes, with just a few outliers. One song just about the Leftorium, and one kind of early song that expands on Ned quotes, but say a good 95% are just straight from the mouth of Ned or other characters in conversation with them.
And what would you say is like one of the songs that you had like the fun, like the most fun, like making, writing, something like that?
Oh, geez. On the earlier records, White Wine Spritzer was definitely a fun one. Just we actually did bring White Wine Spritzers into the studio and we recorded that one. And for the music video, White Wine Spritzer, making that was a blast. We actually brought White Wine Spritzers out to that music video and kind of tossed them back and forth in a couple scenes. Um, from the new record, we've got there's a song that'll be coming out called "I Can't." It's a Geo, which was very fun to write and set up. The song just speeds up and up and up until it ends in a breakdown of "I Can't." It's a Geo. So that one was a blast. And then kind of Re-Education, the first track from the new record that's already out. That was fun to write. That was fun to do research for, and we did a little music video for that, which was really fun. Fun to kind of make and film and do all that stuff.
The video was actually really well done. I really enjoyed it. I was actually showing it to my compadre over here, and he actually he was laughing pretty hard throughout the whole thing. Very spot on. I actually thought you were gonna kill the guy at the end, like the first video, like White Wine Spritzer, but you didn't.
No, no, this one we spared on there. But yeah, the video was fun. Like a lot of the stuff we kind of do ourselves, and yeah, it was an odd hunt for searching Craigslist for like 13 to 15 pack of school desks, which I actually ended up finding. That was the guy driving out. I drove across town, picked up a bunch of school desks, and getting all the props and everything for that was great. And yeah, filming it was a lot of fun. I'm glad it got some laughs, because that's kind of what we were going for with it.
And that track, like you said, is off your brand new album, Howdilly Twodilly. Dude, that just made me
Hmm.
laugh pretty hard too. because that's so punny.
Yeah, the 40% of being in this band is just pun development.
Yeah, basically. And I was just like, really? They went with that? That's awesome. Like, it's so predictable, but not. Like, I don't know. I love it, dude. And that comes out this
Awesome.
Friday, the 29th. So, are you guys
Hmm.
doing any like album release show? Are you guys playing a show that night? Gonna celebrate the release?
Yeah, we'll probably the actual night of the release. We'll probably just hang out at home, have a couple white wine spritzers and whatnot, and we're kind of prepping up. Instead of doing a CD release show, we're actually doing a whole tour around the album, which we've of course called the Howdilly Twodilly. And yeah, that'll kick off on April 4th in Des Moines, and for about a month we'll be kind of traveling around, playing some new tracks off the record, and introducing everyone to Howdilly Twodilly.
Did you think that when you guys started this, do you think you guys were gonna go on multiple tours around the U.S.?
No, no, we did not. We when we first started this, we thought we would just be just an obscure band. Our main goal with the band was to get one of those like death metal fonts or logos that's just like illegible, and then get booked on a show, maybe some show with like 5 or 6 different bands on it, and we just go out there in the middle, not telling anyone that like what we were, and then just in amongst all of these really serious metal bands, we would come out and sonically try and sound the same but look completely different. So yeah, our goal was just to play 2 or 3 pub shows, kind of like that. But we put some pictures online, a little 4-song demo, and all of a sudden the joke was out. So we lost our anonymity
Yeah.
at first, which was definitely not a bad thing. It's been a blast.
So I also want to say that your logo, you were talking about it. It made me laugh really
Hmm.
hard because you guys made like the kill part in Okilly Dokilly like metal, and then a lot of comments on YouTube were like, you can't spell Okilly Dokilly without kill. And I was like, oh my god, I didn't even like think of that. Like I feel like so. I was like, how did that fly over my head? And then I saw your logo, and I'm like, there you go, that's perfect. You guys are just hitting everything on point.
Yeah, that was I mean, that was another kind of one of the reasons when we were coming up with ideas. We had the pun nettle, we had it being a nettle band, and when we did realize that you could spell Okilly Dokilly with kill twice in there, that combined with the fact that our drummer just happened to have a pink Flying V guitar in his garage that he'd had for years, it was kind of this like very serendipitous thing where we were like, okay, yeah, we have to do the Flanders band.
Everything is meant to be almost.
Yeah.
So, uh, because you guys are based off Ned Flanders, which is from The Simpsons and all that, have you guys ever got contacted to like cease and desist, or did anyone ever tell you like, "Cool, what you're doing, but don't do this or do that," or are they just really supportive? Like, what happened with that?
It's been kind of I mean, the only really contact that we've had with anyone from the show is early on, somebody sent a tweet to Al Jean with a picture of the band, and like a little news article, and he responded saying like, "Oh, they're Okilly Dokilly with me." Um, and
Okay.
we had somebody who said they worked for Matt Groening that contacted us much earlier on, and they were okay with it. But other than that, it's been pretty much all quiet. We don't try and say that we're associated with the show or anything, and fortunately, we've yet to receive a cease and desist or anything of that nature in the mail.
Because I think it's kind of benefiting them in a way because you're giving them positive press out there, more people like, oh man, these guys are great if they don't know the show that well, and they're going to watch like Ned Flanders clips or something, and then become more of a fan of the show. Probably a lot of people are fans of the show already, but you never know. There could be like that metalhead who never got into it until they listen to you.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, yeah, it's, us being big fans of the show ourselves, we're definitely supportive of it. Not, we're not trying to detract from it in any way. And yeah, it's cool. Our shows end up being kind of a like a ground level for a lot of big Simpsons fans. So we get to see a lot of cool like Simpsons tattoos, meet people who are into the show, and kind of
Awesome.
see a bit of this community that was developed by the show.
And you guys actually just dropped a new track today on Nerdist. It's called Bulletproof Glass, and yeah, it's actually a pretty solid tune. It's a little slower. I was not expecting. I thought it would be a little heavier, but it was actually really, really good. Why did you choose that as the next single?
Yeah, so that one we kind of picked. The quote is it's one of the few quotes on the new record that's pulled from anything beyond season 10. It's kind of pulled from season 20, first episode. And I mean, the biggest thing on that song, and one of the reasons we kind of wanted to share it out there, is it's been in our pockets for a while. We've been playing it live for a bit. And Shred Ned, the solo that he wrote for that song, the guitar solo with the doubling and everything in there, that's just it's a big time face melter. And among all the other things in the song, that solo is something I really wanted to get out and kind of share with people. So yeah, I'm a sucker for a good guitar solo, and that was kind of one of the driving factors in putting Bulletproof Glass out into the world a little before the record comes out.
Well, I totally agree with you. That solo does definitely rip. I recommend it a lot. So everyone, after this interview, guess what? We're going to be playing Bulletproof Glass for all of you. So also during my show, I asked 3 random silly questions. Are you ready for this segment?
Yes.
Here we go. All right. Question number 1: who doesn't have a mustache but should? It could be a celebrity. Well, usually you want a celebrity so people actually know who they are.
Who doesn't have a mustache but should? Ooh, I don't know. I feel like, and this might be going against everything, but I feel like Paul Rubens would look like dashing with one of those just big, like, Sam Elliott style mustaches. I feel like that would just like totally flip his character and turn Pee Wee Herman into like Mega Herman.
Oh my god, For a second, I was like Paul Rubin. I'm like, I know that name, but oh my god, yeah, him with a mustache, that would be so creepy. The one I always think of that kind of like sparked this question for me was Devin Townsend. Are you a fan?
Devin Townsend, that's familiar.
He was in Strapping Young Lad. He came out with a Devin Townsend Project. He's a Canadian artist guy.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's very hairless, and he makes jokes about all the time how he has no hair because he's bald and everything. So, yeah, him with a mustache would be pretty funny. But I think Paul Rubin would be – that's a great answer. Top notch right there.
Excellent.
Question number 2. What is the worst thing you've tasted?
Oh, geez, the worst thing that I've tasted. I've tasted quite a few white wine spritzers from dive bars, and they're generally not so great. But I don't know if I'd land that as the worst thing that I've tasted. But I did recently, and I know some people enjoy this, and I do apologize. Is something called fire cider. I recently tried that as a recommendation. I was feeling kind of sick. And it's like apple cider vinegar and ginger and a whole bunch of these crazy things. I think that along with, I had a really gnarly foot-long hot dog at a gas station a while back, and that made me uncomfortable.
Gas station food can be so hit or miss. The only gas station food that I love is Wawa, and to me that's almost not even gas station food.
Oh, Wawa is excellent. As much touring as we do, we found that Wawa, Sheetz, and Quick Trip are often providers of some pretty solid food if you're stopping for gas and in a hurry.
All right, Sheetz or Wawa? This is like a little bonus question.
Oh boy. Oh, Sheetz or Wawa? That's tough. I mean,
remember, there is a right answer. It's not opinion.
Oh boy. I wanna say that I'm a little bit partial to Sheetz just because I think they're a little rarer than Wawas.
Oh,
Wawas
you mean like there's not that many around?
More often. Yeah, I think Sheetz are a little harder to find. And I know and it might be personal because we had a really, really long drive and the weather was really stormy and it was gnarly. We were on the road for a long time. and the storm cleared. We were like just nearly getting into town. The sun was just going down, and we pulled into a Sheetz. And it was like this really magical moment that a Sheetz was there. So I think just personally, I have to give Sheetz the gold.
I know it's not like almost the same thing, but it just kind of reminded me of when Howard and Kumar finally get to White Castle. That's like the vision I had with detailing that.
Exactly, yeah. But it was Okilly Dokilly pulling into a Sheetz, like ready for a sandwich after a long drive.
All right, question number 3. Okay, what's a food choice that's popular that you don't agree with? So, for example, like pineapple on pizza.
Oh man, so doing as much touring as we've had, I kind of make it a thing to try the well-known food in a city that I'm in. So I've had like a hot dog from a cart in New York. I've had cheesesteaks in Philly. I've had like different stuff from different places. And in Cincinnati, the thing that they are like popular for, or they have, is something called Skyline chili, which is like chili with a bunch of sugar and cinnamon, and then a bunch of cheese piled on top of it. And just the sugar and cinnamon just kind of took it away from me. So I'd put that. I think Skyline chili. I don't know why it has that huge popularity there, and I think it is very regional. But if I had to pick one, I'd say probably that one. I don't understand the popularity or the draw on the old cinnamon chili there.
So it's chili, cinnamon, sugar with cheese on top?
Yeah, pretty much. And
That's
basically
weird.
about like a mountain of cheese, like mostly cheese. And I forgot the best part. It's all piled on top of spaghetti.
What? Dude, that even got weirder.
Yeah.
That's
I forgot about that. I don't know if I even got too far down into the spaghetti, but yeah, it's spaghetti, weird chili, and then like 30% of it is cheese.
I just Googled a picture of it right now. It's pretty interesting. I probably wouldn't try it. This looks...
Yeah, I mean, for the experience, sure, but if you're looking for something that's gonna like change your perspective on food, to the better, probably not.
Huh. All right. Well, that's a very solid option. Usually I get like pineapple on pizza, or like, I don't know, I forgot the like the mustard on hot dog, someone said. But your answer definitely takes the cake right now. So yeah, there we go. That was the random silly question segment. Thank you for participating in that. You just baffled me with Skyline chili. So like you guys said, you guys are touring. You're hitting Iowa in the beginning of April. You guys are going all the way to LA to the end of April. You guys are hitting New Jersey. That's where we are right now. You're hitting Teaneck. That's really close to home for me, dude. That's like 10, 15 minutes at Debonair Music Hall. So
excellent.
That is April 14th. So I will probably see you there, man, and we'll net out. See what I did there?
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time out to do this, man. Looking forward to your brand new album, Howdilly Twodilly, which comes out Friday. Yeah, thanks a lot, and best of luck on tour and the album.
Yeah, thanks so much.
No problem, man. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Take care.